final check on the teams. Starting with the champions, Leeds have expanded their squad, but today's side is very much along the lines of that which finished the championship season with such a flourish. John Newsom looking a reliable replacement at right back for the injured Mel Sterland. Eric Cantona entered more often from the bench, but he starts today alongside Lee Chapman and Rod Wallace in attack. One particularly unlucky player, Steve Hodge, who has been outstanding in the other warm-up games for Leeds.
And today, a crucial battle today could well be how Dean Saunders and Tony Dorigo shape up against each other. This will be a battle of pace. Two players tremendously quick, and a big thing on Dean Saunders' shoulders will be, can he stop Tony Dorigo foraging forward? Liverpool without a natural right back in the side. That'll be a big question. Who will come out on top?
Well, Liverpool's list of injuries was well documented last season, and it needs mentioning, unfortunately, again. Headed by John Barnes, of course, Mulby, McManaman, Thomas, Redknapp, and Rob Jones is ill. And on Tuesday at Tranmere, Steve Nicol was flattened by a foul, and he misses out on the Charity Shield for the 6th time in his Liverpool career. Bruce Grobbelaar keeps David James on the sidelines, and there is a place in midfield for Paul Stewart and an intriguing formation. Well, Bruce Grobbelaar is a man with a problem. He's playing to retain his Liverpool place, but he's just been chosen after a long absence by Zimbabwe to play in an international a week tomorrow. And David James, of course, waiting for an opportunity. And Liverpool have said to Bruce, it's up to you whether you go or not. And, of course, if he does go, and under a FIFA regulation, really, he should go, then David James would get a chance, and of course that's all you ask for at this level. And if he plays well in that match, which you'll see live on Sky Sports, of course, a week on Sunday at Nottingham Forest, Bruce hasn't made up his mind yet, and I don't envy him the decision. Eric Cantona, who's the cult figure with the Leeds fans. Ooh-ah, Cantona is the chant that you hear so often at Ellen Road. And I think it's something of a surprise. David Elleray, by the way, the referee who deals with discipline on a daily basis as the housemaster at Harrow School. A little bit of surprise in the Leeds ranks that both Chapman and Cantona are in from the outset here. They played in Norway on Wednesday, and Chapman only came into the game late on. Here's Saunders, wide on the right for the FA Cup holders. A little flick from Stewart. McAllister with Batty alongside him. Burrows making the challenge to force Batty to release the ball, really. And Leeds have the throw. You certainly sense they have the greater share of the support here, but what part of the match will they be able to dictate?
We're lucky also today, Martin, and we have probably two of the most focal sets of supporters in English football today, and they really are making themselves heard. The game has started, they're really at quite a fierce pace for a Charity Shield, but the teams have lined up as we thought. There are no major surprises early on in the game.
Well, such a significant season ahead. The Premier League should be a rich opportunity for the big clubs to raise the standards on and off the pitch. A bit of pushing by Ronnie Rosenthal, whose opportunities have been limited since Graham Souness took over at the helm of Liverpool, but he, like a number of Liverpool players, have caught the eye in the preparation matches. Here's Batty, doing well. Chapman will reach it. He glanced it goalwards. Without eyes in the back of his head, he couldn't have realised perhaps where Gary Speed was behind him.
And that's the problem that Liverpool have with this formation, is no fullbacks, Martin, no cover. If someone's prepared to get in behind Lee Chapman, as Gary Speed did then, they could get all sorts of joy from crosses.
Dorigo coming in with Saunders. He's got the licence to do that.
I was just thinking, as that ball was cleared there from the Liverpool defence, how Gary McAllister must have been wishing it had dropped just in front of him instead of Lee Chapman. Exactly from the area he would have thrived on.
Header was from Rosenthal, then Fairclough. Speed under challenge from Stewart. Fontana with that flair and capacity for the surprising switch of direction. No offside, it was Whelan to Walters. Still Walters for Saunders. Well, one thing Dean Saunders might find to his advantage coming in from the right-hand side is that defenders might lose track of him, and that's what happened then.
Oh, this is brilliant play from Walters, though. How aware he was of Saunders' position, just to roll a lovely little ball to him, and he just choked his shot a little bit, hit it into the ground. But that is an advantage that Graham Souness has, playing him wide.
Well, as you can see, we've had just over 20 minutes. And, oh, mistake now by Fairclough, presenting the ball to Rush. Marsh, Rosenthal, they've still got the ball too. Walters. Oh, and Marsh! Saunders seemed to be moving in for a formality then. But Marsh, if he got a call, he didn't hear it. He must have felt he could have reached it himself. Leeds were lucky to get away with that. Now Saunders, ball at his feet, and a chance to take on White. Well, he didn't do more than make space for the shot.
Well, if this is a little sample of what's in store in next season's Premier League, I can't wait. This has been great stuff so far. But look, this is again, see the defender unsure what to do. Gives people like Ian Rush the opportunity to put them under pressure. And watch it when it comes to Matt Walters. This is the skill you talked about, Martin. Step over, picks a great cross out. And look at Dean Saunders. I don't think he's called for that. I really don't.
Here's Stewart. Rosenthal. Rush. Graham Souness has been telling us he wants to lower his profile. He doesn't want to say too much. He's certainly looking his old self and ready for the rigours of a season in which I'm sure he'll have to make his share of difficult managerial decisions.
What he hasn't lost, and I can guarantee that, is his desire to win. His hatred of losing. He is a winner, that man.
And yet, you know, when he was a player, when you socialised with him, he didn't want to talk about the game.
No.
Now he'll go off and watch Rochdale reserves at the drop of a hat. No disrespect to Rochdale. I've seen him there many times. He's got a broad area to cover, David Burrows. Here's Batty. Speed. And Tanner gets his goal kick. Nicky Tanner was one of a number of Liverpool players who responded so well to more regular calls into the senior side than he could have expected last season.
I think this is a little instant here. Obviously Gary Speak is in, they're really wholly committed, but that little instant will happen in the season, and what you'll find is that attackers won't tackle them because they know they can't use the goalkeeper. They'll say, well, you try and beat me.
In goes Rosenthal! Oh, wonderful stop by Lukic. What a terrific cross. Ronnie Rosenthal was allowed to line it up in looking at the goal and making his contact here, and then it was all John Lukic.
That's a brilliant instinctive save from John Lukic.
The header from Stewart. Oh, and it's misjudged by Batty, put in by Rush for the push.
Unlucky, Rushy.
Well worth trying.
Oh, yeah. You just see it here as it comes in. I think it's Paul Stewart gets the header in. And just watch as David Batty goes, there's a little hand in his back.
Yes, in any case, I think Mark Walters might have been in an offside position. Stewart. Cut out by Dorigo. Wallace. A lot of acceleration down the left-hand side for Leeds. Wallace past Tanner. Cantona! Got to it. His work in the air is one of his strengths. He's a big man.
I would suggest that that's not his strongest side, though. I would think that he's far happier the ball coming from the other side.
He's offside now.
But that's the trouble that they have with Mark Wright. He's got to cover a whole vast area in there. And if he can't always do it, and if people like Chapman and Cantona get in between players, as they will do, it could cause him problems as it crosses delivery.
Batty now, he's got a defender to play it to, an outfield player. Last year that might have gone back to the goalkeeper. Batty, nicely measured. Wallace, the flag has stayed down. Rodney Wallace for Leeds. Cantona bangs it into the corner, and the champions are in front. Howard Wilkinson, who is a man who always weighs his words before he speaks, is in control of his emotions at seeing Leeds strike here.
It's the space again, isn't it? We spoke about that gap either side, and Rodney Wallace exploits it brilliantly. But look at this, he doesn't panic now, does he? Rolls it across, there you go, Eric. Smash a goal in at Wembley. This is quite an emphatic finish from the big Frenchman, isn't it? And really gives Bruce Gobler no chance.
Just in time as they converged on him, he pulled the trigger and hit his target. Whether it will be a killing blow, I would doubt. I would think Leeds would have to do more. Certainly when you heard the way the teams were going to be lined up here, 0-0 seemed the most unlikely outcome. Dorigo. Wallace. Cantona at the end of last season scored 3 times. Here's Rosenthal. He's round the goalkeeper, Lukic, forcing him into that decision, and it's ended as a corner. But there's no great certainty at the back for Leeds at the moment in defence of their lead. The thrust of Rosenthal then. Oh, and Lukic losing his footing as he moved back, was headed back by Tanner, on by Wright, and not quite goalwards by Rush.
The only surprise about this game is it's only 1-0.
Well,
the players really are getting really into each other and taking the game to each other. It's fabulous to see. This is Rush almost equalising. Matt Wright just knocks it back into the danger area. But Ian Rush a little too much on the header.
But prior to that, Ronnie Rosenthal opting to take the goalkeeper on with the ball at his feet. Here's Walters. Newsom can't cope, but speed can, partially. Stewart, it was deflected, it will be a corner.
But once again, the tantalising skills of Mark Walters here. John Newsom really is in for a torrid time this afternoon if Liverpool can get the ball to him. Look at that, another quality cross, but who is it at the back post? Saving Leeds again. Gary Speed, and he blocks the shot. That's great play.
Chapman led the move out from Leeds, but they didn't clear the ball decisively. Tanner's cross. Lukic has gone all the way. That's a corner conceded by Newsom. John Lukic, who played against Liverpool in the 1989 Charity Shield for Arsenal. He was a loser that day. Well, on the corners, they're all happening at one end. Rosenthal. Batty had to be careful. It's a great ball by Rosenthal. Rush! 1-1. It seemed to be just a matter of time. And Ian Rush, who was saying before the game he felt in a hot streak already. And he scored here in FA Cups, in League Cups, in Charity Shields in the past, for Wales as well. It's his second home, and he's done it for Liverpool here, 1-1.
It had to come, it really did. Rush takes up a great position, but he owes an awful lot to Ronnie Rosenthal. Produces a great piece of skill, a great cross, but you can't give Ian Rush that type of space and expect him to miss.
And speed is there again. You'd hardly credit it. This is his first game at Wembley, as it is for a number of the Leeds players: McAllister, Wallace, Chris White. Batty, of course, has been here for England. Newsom, another newcomer. That's a foul by Wright on Wallace.
It's a bit unlucky, I think, Martin. Mark right there. Great little take from Rodney Wallace. So good skill, but I think just stumbled over Mark Wright rather than being brought down with him. So he takes it there. I don't think Mark Wright actually tackles. It's just that it's more a stumble. A little bit unlucky, but could be costly.
Well, there haven't been too many free kicks, certainly not of a sinister nature, but there has been really a surplus, if that's the right word, of fine football. It's far more than we had any right to expect. Smashing match. 2 minutes to go to half-time. Leeds looking to try and regain their advantage here. It's Dorigo, and that was deflected again. Oh, twice the ball has flown off a Liverpool defender and past Grobbelaar. But undoubtedly it will go down to Tony Dorigo.
Well, Bruce isn't enjoying the best of luck, is he, in between the sticks for Liverpool today. 2 goals, 2 deflections. But this again, straight out the training ground. Good movement, good little play. And what he does, he strikes it very well. But there's nothing off the back, I think, of Ronnie Rosenthal. Nothing Bruce can do about that.
Yes, Rosenthal left on the end of the wall. Well, they say don't turn your back. It's not exactly a new experience for Tony Dorigo. I don't want to burden you with readings from the history books, but he scored here for Chelsea the winning goal in the ZDS final against Middlesbrough, I think it was, a couple of years ago. That was from a free kick, and it's from a free kick here that Leeds United now lead Liverpool by 2-1.
I just wonder, as we approach half-time, will Graham Souness or Howard Wilkinson do anything to change it? You know, will little Gordon Strachan come on for the second half to give him 45 minutes? You know, will Graham Souness revert back to a back four, or will it stay the same? It'll be fascinating to see what's in store in the second half.
Rosenthal pursuing, and well, I must say I thought that was a corner. And the linesman much closer to it, and the referee David Elleray reacted to advice from his assistant. We talk about goalkeepers having a difficult time with this back pass rule. A word of sympathy for the referees as well. How vigilant they have to be. David Elleray is one of the best. Saunders. Batty stepping in. But I cannot believe it will get any more serious for David Batty once they play under the Premier League banner. But I must say, what an appetite wetter it's been for what we'll bring you on Sky Sports. The only place you'll see live Premier League football. And this time maybe feeling the heat. Wallace and Speed were somewhat flat-footed. White. Out-manoeuvring Rush, he will have enjoyed that. Any more superlatives, Andy, before half-time?
I'm running out, Mark. All I can say is I hope the second half is half as good, because if it is, we'll be in for another treat. But the players will get tired, and there will be changes, and it may upset the rhythm of the game a little bit. But I think what we'll see is we'll still see plenty of skill on show second half.
Strachan, Rocastle and Hodge amongst the Leeds substitutes, so plenty of talent there. Dorigo. Speed. Well, Tanner made sure that the cross was going to be difficult, and in the end it was beyond Gary Speed. But it's the last touch of a really terrific first half. The scoring went like this: Eric Cantona for Leeds, Ian Rush with his customary Wembley goal for Liverpool, and just when Liverpool were really in the driving seat, Tony Dorigo via the back of Ronnie Rosenthal. 2-1 to Leeds. It's Leeds United 2, Liverpool 1 at half-time. For Bruce Grobbelaar, so many seasons have started with the Charity Shield. It's his 8th. But Howard Wilkinson has never before been involved as a manager of a team at Wembley. And his team lead at the start of the second half by 2-1. But it's by no means a position of real security. David Burrows looking for some movement at the throw. And a mistake by Fairclough. It's Rosenthal who leaves him on the ground. What will Rosenthal do? He's not quite sure himself. He finally gets a shot in, and I would think his ears might still be burning from possible criticism by Graham Souness for turning his back to Tony Dorigo's free kick just before half-time, trying to make a point here early in the second half.
Oh, definitely, and he gets himself into a wonderful position there. Probably the only thing wrong, he had too much time and he didn't make his mind up quick enough. Felt sure he was just going to pull the trigger and let go there, but he just delayed a little bit too long.
Wallace, flag is down. It's batting. Chapman balked off the ball. Oh, well claimed by Grobbelaar. Question of judgment and technique, and he got it absolutely right.
And a good pair of hands. That was a super stop. Great ball across from David Batty. Drove it low and hard.
McAllister. Well, work for the goalkeepers again, which was the story of the first half. And still the 22 players involved who started the game. Rush has got in behind them, onside. Behind Saunders, Rush can line it up. Brilliant stop by Lukic coming off his line. Batty puts it behind for a corner.
Oh, that's a great stop, big man. But Ian Rush, I think, will feel he should have scored in that situation. Made the chance with a brilliant diagonal run. Watch that run. Diagonal across the defenders. That's natural to him. And when he got here, I thought, there's a goal coming up. Chooses to pass, and then it opens up for him. But watch Lukic spread his body. That's great goalkeeping.
John Lukic, who's been the epitome of consistency without really being rewarded with representative honours in that melee. The player who was hurt is Fairclough. Lukic is now going into yet another season where one would expect him to miss very few games. He's missed none in the league in the last 5 seasons for Arsenal and Leeds United, and of course twice been a goalkeeper in a championship winning side. in 89 with Arsenal, in 92 with Leeds United. Alan Sutton, not too sure, the Leeds physio, how well Chris Fairclough is.
Well, the one thing they shouldn't do and probably won't do anyway is take any chances. If Chris Fairclough's got a doubt, they'll have him off pretty quick.
Coming up to 15 minutes played in the second half. Leeds, who led 2-1 at half-time, are still in that position. McAllister. Oh, and Grobbelaar, what's he going to do? He's got the ball, and I do think maybe if that happened in a week's time, Lee Chapman would have gone in a bit more wholeheartedly. But it's led to Rosenthal racing away. Is this the equaliser for a second time for Rush? It's not. Oh, and it very nearly was for Saunders.
I don't think Liverpool can believe they're still getting beat 2-1 in this game. And I don't understand Ronnie Rosenthal in that situation. This is Saunders' shot. Look how close this is. Oh. They deserve better than that in the strike, but it was the first opportunity when Rosenthal and Rush broke free that really was a golden opportunity squandered.
Speed's got up with him. Chapman is there. Advantage played by the referee. Wallace may have been fouled, and Wallace then just lost his concentration for a moment as Speed wanted to roll the ball back to him. That was a shame for Leeds. And indeed for the referee, who played a part in keeping that attack going. Walters. Here's Saunders. Walters lines up one for himself. Oh, and the deflection comes Saunders' way. It's a second equaliser this time, and the switch is paid off for Graham Souness. Saunders sent through the middle. And it's Liverpool 2, Leeds United 2.
What a pleasing time for a manager, isn't it? You make a tactical switch in a game, and it pays off almost immediately. But let's be honest, Liverpool have deserved a little bit of luck in this game. And they got it. A quite emphatic finish it was from Dean Saunders. Ball broke to him, kind bounce, and the Welshman didn't squander that chance. That was a great strike.
Here's Batty. Walters, Stewart, and Fairclough just got there for Leeds as Liverpool look to have a sharp edge to their attacking play again.
Ian Rush to me looks as if he's right back on song, man. That was another wonderful little diagonal run and a straight pass from Paul Stewart. He's now into the area where there's some tired legs around him on this Wembley surface in a real hot, humid day. And at the moment, Liverpool look like the team with their tails up.
Well, John Lukic has asked for 5 in the wall. It's reasonably central. And Saunders, having found the range, is relishing an opportunity this time to clip it to Walters. Oh. Well, the subterfuge was there to try and catch Leeds on the wrong foot, as if Saunders was going to shoot.
Brilliant. I mean, he's used his head here, Dean Saunders. Mark Walters is spare at the back post, totally unmarked. I'm sure initially he wanted a shot, but using his head the way that he looked up, saw Mark Walters and dropped a beautiful pass on his foot.
Well, Liverpool with the better array of shots on target, but Wallace, is it going to be 3-2 for Leeds? It came to Gary Speed very quickly off Grobbelaar, and significantly it came to Speed on his right foot, not his left. Well, there's too much action for analysis here. Saunders.
Oh, this is ridiculous, this game, isn't it? You have to apologise. Every incident ain't been shown again and again. There's just so much happening.
Well, it's so difficult for players following up when the ball comes off the goalkeeper at pace, unless it comes right into your stride.
Yeah, Bruce does ever so well, doesn't he? Stands up, makes it difficult, but Gary Speed's unlucky. It just drops wide of him. But what do Liverpool do? They break away. Great ball in. Dean Saunders chooses to hit it early and gets right underneath it.
Offside. We're into the last 15 minutes. It's been exceptional entertainment in the 1992 Charity Shield. And at 2-2, it's by no means over. Grobbelaar, what's he done this time? He's hit it straight at Wallace. Well, even on his right foot, it wasn't the right answer. Foul on Batty by Stewart.
It wouldn't be a game if Bruce wasn't up to his tricks, would he, Martin? We know it's a Charity Shield, but that's taking it too far, I think, as far as Graham Souness would be concerned.
I think all of the viewers will have understood that sequence of pictures. No words from us required. Free kick to Leeds. Dorigo, one of their scorers, leaves it to McAllister. Cantona, good jump, excellent jump, good shot! What a shot! Grobbelaar couldn't have seen it.
Well, Brucey didn't see it, did he? And he's right, he was right at the whole heart of that move. Won the header and was bright enough to pick up the rebound. Watch this, quick ball in, into the area. Cantona's strong in the air, shows it there, but doesn't stand about, does it? Look at that. And that's a brilliant hit. That one didn't need deflecting.
Well, he had a miserable time here playing for France back in February. But it's fantastic for Eric Cantona. Off the head of Batty, still about 8 minutes to go for Liverpool to perhaps take it to a penalty shootout as it was back in '74. But Cantona is on a hat-trick. Is he going to get it? Burrows stopped him then. And Cantona looks for Wallace. McAllister trying to waltz through. Still Cantona is free to the left, and it's come to him, and... Well, maybe you have to have something of a Gallic feel to you to try and get a hat-trick that way.
Oh, they showed great skill, didn't they? Typical of Eric Cantona. Not content to just blast it looking for his hat-trick, was he? He tried the most delicate of chips.
This is Stewart. Is it going to drop for him? And very effective clearance by Fairclough. Facing his own goal. Right, in fact. Slap in the centre of the goal. Plenty to aim at, so to speak, or plenty to avoid.
Great run. Super forceful run, but it was Gary Speed again who's tracked him all the way back and made life difficult for Stewart.
Liverpool want Istvan Kozma to come on for Ronnie Rosenthal. Kozma, the Hungarian who played for Hungary here against England, getting on for 2 years ago. Stewart was free. McAllister's header only to right. This is Walters, who's been such an important figure in the match and at least had a sight of goal to try and be a real influence on the scoreline.
Yeah, you can see exactly what he's doing.
Gordon Strachan, maybe her last chance at Wembley. Who knows, at 35, he's defied those who wrote him off when he left Manchester United. And what an achievement it's been for Leeds, with Strachan leading them on the field to get out of the second division. and to win the championship, get into the European Cup.
Yeah, there must have been anxious times for him, the wee man, this summer, Martin, when he's had his operations and everything. It's great to see him back playing and knowing that he's going to be there again at the forefront as Leeds try and defend their league title.
So what's happened here? It does look as though speed has gone to right back. Hutchison. Gary Speed is very left-footed, but he's played at right back before in the First Division last season. Andy Gray and I have the chance to, or the opportunity to give you a man of the match, and certainly I will lean on Andy's expertise in particular, while I concentrate on the speed of the game. Speed, I wonder if that's a clue.
I think it may be. But there's been some fine individual performances, to be fair.
And it's not over yet. Here's Cosma and Tony Dorigo, who was given the chance to play right back for England in the European Championships while we're on that subject of that position, and declined to come on as a substitute against France. And Eric Cantona, was it? Here's Wallace. McAllister bringing Strachan into it. Can Leeds make sure here with the two substitutes trying to combine? Oh, it stayed in play off the corner flag. Alert work from Wallace, and Cantona has a hat-trick. Robillard missed the cross. In many ways, an extraordinary way to end an extraordinary afternoon.
Well, Bruce didn't enjoy the best of luck with the first two goals, did he, with deflections. But really, that one is down to his own doing. Basically, a bread and butter cross that come across from Rod Wallace. And he totally misjudges it. Ball doesn't go out, hits the corner flag, but they react quickly, don't they? Cantona pulls to the back step. Bruce misses it. And that's it. And I was just about to say, if we judged the man of the match a little bit earlier, Martin, I would have thought Gary Speed. But when a man scores a hat-trick at Wembley, in my mind, there can only be one man of the match.
Yes, I would say game, set and man of the match. Eric Cantona. But Liverpool have played a full part in the proceedings here. Saunders. That's Stewart. The scoring may not be over. It's a corner.
It's a pity the game has to end, isn't it? But to be fair, if this is the type of attitude and style of play that these two teams are going to set in the Premier League, then I think we've all got a treat in store. Good, positive attacking football. It's been great to watch.
Lukic finding it hard to get through the pack. Strachan, and it's wriggled in. Mark right shot. And Gordon Strachan, guarding the post, could do nothing about it. He seemed to have taken the pace off it. And then it got stuck, first of all, under his feet, and then behind him.
Well, this is a weird set of circumstances, isn't it? You think Gordon does everything right. Good position, stops it, hits his other heel, And before he can do anything about it, it's in. Very unfortunate. But you try taking this off Mark Wright.
Well,
thinks he does everything right, and that's unlucky.
And Liverpool are still in it. At 4-3. Saunders. Speed's header. Here's Burrows. The Leeds fans are urging David Ellery to bring it to a close.
I hope he doesn't hear them.
Well, we know Liverpool are the past masters at pulling it out of the fire in the closing minutes, but this is ridiculous. They've got another corner. Well, he must have thought, as his header went in, that it wasn't a case of man of the match, but winning the match. But it's still not certain as we move into stoppage time. Strachan is still on the post. This time he hopes his feet firmly rooted to the ground.
And his legs firmly closed.
Well, that statistic suggests that Leeds have done a smash and grab here. It hasn't been quite as simple as that. They've certainly taken their chances. Well, David Ellery will have taken account in terms of adding the time on here. Can Liverpool provide yet another astonishing moment to a game that we'll never forget? It was right going in. In truth, Charity Shields have always been a pleasant way to get going for the players, for the commentators as well. Very few of them live in the memory. The one between Leeds and Liverpool 18 years ago in 1974 does, for perhaps the wrong reasons, when Kevin Keegan and Billy Bremner were sent off. There are very few goals usually. I think Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1 back in '79 when Graham Souness was a player. Gave the lie to that, but not many since then. But what a treat today for all concerned. And it is over. Officially, Leeds United, the league champions, have beaten Liverpool, the FA Cup holders, in the 1992 FA Charity Shield. But it's been much more than that. It's been a wonderful appetizer. And you don't see Liverpool smile too often when they lose, but Ronnie Moran showing the face of their contribution here. It's been spellbinding. Leeds were never behind, but they were never relaxed. Dorigo has a goal, but Cantona with 3. A clear man of the match. Rush, Saunders, and with Strachan's help, Mark Wright for Liverpool. And they've set some standards for Jim Beglin's match on Tuesday night. It's been a thriller minute. And my word, well, they have made us all glad to be back in business. Fans and broadcasters are like, well done, the players. It's been a steamy afternoon in northwest London. The sort where you could forgive players for taking their feet off the accelerator as the match wore on. But for value for money, well, absolutely no complaints, Andy.
Oh, none at all. I just hope they haven't spoiled us for the season ahead. You're right. Congratulations to the players. They've performed there in a way that we all wanted to see it played the game. There was passion and commitment in this game. It wasn't a friendly, as we were led to believe. Players involved there wanted to win it, but they played it with the right spirit. They were all positive. I don't think there was a negative moment in the whole game, and I think that's a credit to the managers as well. It's been super to watch. I think we've all enjoyed it, and we all can't wait for the season to begin properly.
Well, 3 months ago, Mark Wright went up to get the FA Cup, but he leads Liverpool here in the new way of things, really, in all the FA controlled competitions. The losers go up first, and they go up to complete applause from foe as well as friend. There's the chairman, David Moores, shaking the hands of the Liverpool players. But Gary McAllister, who came out as captain, has very nicely indeed passed the honour to the club captain. He wants Gordon Strachan to go up to get the trophy. Strachan is hesitating, but not for long, I don't think. He's played a small part in this game, but this small man has played a huge part in the rebirth of Leeds United. On the field, they've got it right again. And along with that, off the field, remember, they were regarded as a problem club with a certain section of their supporters. But the image is so much brighter, and the trophies are shining brightly at Elland Road. Here's another one. Sir Bert Millichip waiting with the sponsors, guest of honour, Dr. Tony Portnow, to hand over the silverware to Leeds United.